I'm going to show you how to make these cute little fabric pumpkins. Here's the things you'll need: a 4x10 piece of fabric, some scraps or some fluff, just something to stuff the pumpkin with. Then I just cut up this little stick from my backyard to use as a stem. You need strong thread. You're going to be pulling a lot on it, so make sure it's strong. I made a little felt leaf with this stamp that I made, but that's totally optional. And you also need a needle. The first step is you're going to take your fabric, fold it hamburger style, and then stitch along the side. I use my sewing machine, but you could definitely hand sew it as well. Once you've sewn down the side, you're going to use your needle and a strong thread to just make a running stitch around one of the sides. Doesn't matter which one, you're going to use this to gather your thread. Now you can see it's all the way along. I'm just going to take those, I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to tie this really tightly. You want to make sure that no stuffing is going to sneak through. Once that's good, you're going to flip it inside out, and then you're going to do the same thing with a running stitch along the top. You can see that I have that done, and before we pull it tight, we're going to want to stuff it first. So I used a combination of polyfill and just miscellaneous fabric scraps I had laying around. Make sure you stuff this really full. It's going to fight you when you're pulling tight on this, but that's okay. Don't worry too much about the raw edges sticking up, but just try to make the gap as small as possible. Just knot that up and you're good to go on to the next step. I just used that strong thread again, and I'm going in through the bottom, up through the top, and just pulling really hard to kind of get those defined pumpkin lines. Pulling it out is really hard. I do recommend pliers, unless you're just much stronger than I am. But you just go around and around until you have the whole thing covered. I did try to follow the kind of like natural folds in the fabric just to make it look a little bit smoother. So like wherever there's already dents, just make the stitches there. There's no like right amount, just keep going until it looks good. Kind of squish it around into a better place, make sure the stuffing is well distributed, and then you're pretty much done. All you got to do is add the stem and the leaf. I would hot glue these into place, which I am going to do later, but I'm using these as wedding favors, and I'm going to stamp our initials and our wedding date on the bottom of the leaf. I hope you like the finished pumpkins, and thanks for watching. Let me know if you make your own.